Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming along this evening and joining us for the Every Bite program. We are Kat and Megan and we're your facilitators tonight. Every Bite is a national program led by the Zero Waste Network Aotearoa, aiming to reduce household food waste across New Zealand by 10%. The program is funded thanks to the Ministry for the Environment, and 8 hubs have been selected to deliver it in 2025, including us right here in Whitianga. So welcome along and let's get into it. What is the reality of food waste here in Aotearoa? Did you know that 1/3 of all food that is produced gets wasted? And as households, we actually account for about 60% of this waste. So that means that homes in New Zealand throw away over 157,000 tonnes of edible food every year. Yep, 157,000 tonnes. That's a lot of food. And that costs on average about $1,300 a year. That's 3 full shopping carts a year we're just throwing away. It's mind-boggling when you think about the time, effort, the fossil fuels, the sunlight, the electricity, the packaging, the freight, everything that grew this banana to get to your place, and then you just throw it out because it's too brown. Food production systems are costly, and climate change emissions help us to measure the cost to the planet. About 1/3 of all human-caused greenhouse gas emissions is linked to food. Wasting food is a waste of all those emissions used to produce the food and get it to you in an edible state. And that's what we feel. It's just a waste. How many of you here compost your food waste? Or use a bokashi or a worm farm or something like that? Do you count that as food waste if you compost it? Think about it. Yes or no? I mean, composting is cool for lots of reasons, including the fabulousness of worms and the release of methane when we put organic materials into the landfill. But what we're composting should be just the non-edible scraps. Your peels, your stalks, all those sorts of things. If we compost food we could have eaten, then really we're making very expensive compost for our wallets and for the planet. So for every bite, we are defining food waste as any food which you brought into your home with the intention of eating it, but didn't eat it. For example, that loaf of bread that went mouldy, that is food waste. In fact, avoidable food waste. But the banana skin, that's unavoidable food waste. And yep, throw that in the compost. So we have avoidable food waste and unavoidable food waste. Let's have a look at the most commonly wasted foods in New Zealand. But enough about food waste. Let's talk about food. Food is more than fuel, and it brings joy into our lives. Well, it brings joy into mine. And every bite is a food appreciation movement, helping you appreciate food and the fun of turning simple ingredients into a magical feast. Over this month, we will share tips, tricks, and inspiration so that you can make the most of every bite. There are 3 actions which we'd like you to trial over the month of May. They're the product of larger global studies that have shown them to be the most effective interventions in reducing household waste. Now, they may seem super simple, and they are, but that's the beauty of them. They can't be hard because, hey, we're all way too busy for it to be hard. Now, there's no judgment. We'd like you to do what works best for you and your family. Do as much or as little as works for you. Remembering though, the more you put in, the bigger impact you'll have. We get that everyone is busy. So hey, if you can't focus on it every day, don't stress. Do what you can when you can. Hey, I know I have food waste, even though my best efforts. So first up, action number 1 is monitor. Knowing what food you're throwing away or putting in your expensive compost. It's up to you how you do this. You might like to use an ice cream container and pop your food waste in there, and then at the end of the day, take a quick look, note down the volume, was it full, what sort of things were in it. It's a simple process of observing your food waste and becoming more aware of what it's made up of. Past participants have said this was a key thing in helping them minimise food waste. The act essentially kicks in the subconscious and you start making better decisions without even thinking about it. For example, you observe that your tub's consistently full of limp lettuce leaves. So the next time you reach for the lettuce at the supermarket, your brain instantly goes, no, not more lettuce. And you'll find that you do not actually have to think about it, as your subconscious is doing it for you. So, action number 1, monitor what you're throwing away. Action number 2, designate an Eat Me First shelf or an area in your fridge. We've popped some stickers in your goodie bag that you might find useful. So an Eat Me First shelf, this is where you put stuff that's going to perish soon. So you put it on a shelf or in a bowl or somewhere in your fridge that everyone knows about. It needs to be front and centre every time you open your fridge so you're aware of it. For me personally, this has been a game changer. My family know that they can eat anything off that shelf, and it's the first place they go when they're making their lunch or they're wanting a snack. But hey, do what works for you. Some people like to have a list pinned to their fridge where they can list the things that need to be eaten first. So action number 2, Eat Me First shelf. And action number 3 is to take the weekly fridge challenge or do a Try Day Friday. It's all about getting creative with ingredients on your Eat Me First shelf. And trust me, we've got lots of ideas and recipes to share with you. In fact, you tasted a few on your way in. In your goodie bags, there's a copy of Kite Kai, which is our very own local food waste minimisation cookbook. Plus, we've got a load more recipes and resources to get your creative juices flowing. Over the month, we'll keep you inspired via our private Facebook group, our newsletters, and lots of resources that we'll share with you. So action number 3, the weekly fridge challenge or Try Day Friday.